United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
It's been a while since we've heard that one. Hello, everyone, and welcome into another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast with your hosts, as always, Michael and Jacob. My guy, I think this is like one of our first official streams on our very own channel.
This is actually the first live stream on United Spurs of America YouTube channel. Thank you to everyone who has joined or who's watching this on playback. Big ups to you. Big up yourself. Speaking of first, we've actually never had as a very special guest on any live stream of ours or on any podcast of ours. I've interacted with him a lot. He's a good buddy of ours. He's all the way from Costa Rica today.
Hell yeah.
Florida. How are we doing, Mari? From the Love Lounge.
How's it going, Mari?
Pura vida. That is
Pura
the motto.
vida. Hell yeah.
That's the motto in Costa Rica. I'm doing good, as you can see. Nice layout of the city. And as people have been saying, everything I'm doing is legal. Just trying to build a Airbnb home construction empire on the side, and so
Empire, I love that.
Yeah, empire. And so it's good to be streaming. Thank you for the invite.
Of course, man.
I kind of know I took a hiatus, but I'm coming back. We'll mention it whenever I jump off of the comeback. New song, new logo, and it's an honor to finally be on the show, United Spurs of America, and I'm ready to talk Spurs. It's been a while since I talked about my beloved club.
Well, luckily, man, we have a lot to talk about today. Go ahead.
He says my mic is quiet. I apologize. Let me hop out of the studio. I'm gonna hop right back in and see if maybe that fixes it.
Yeah, no worries. So Mari, we do have a lot to speak about today on today's stream. And first off, Conte actually did some speaking ahead of tomorrow's preseason match against AS Roma, Antonio Conte versus Jose Mourinho. But he had an interesting tidbit when speaking to the media ahead of this match. He said, quote unquote, "This is a young team, and we can work together for many years to improve and fight with the best teams in England and in Europe." Now, for me, and I know for Jacob as well, this will get the loins going down under, if you know what I mean. This will get the panties going a little bit wet. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
When I hear this, I'm a little bit surprised, and I'll tell you why. I think we're kind of used to the Antonio Conte that's more of, oh well, I have a contract with the club for this year, and then there's still an option for next season as well. I'm under the contract with the club for this long. I'm only going to be here guaranteed for this long. But now it's a little bit of a different narrative, right? Now we can work together for many years. You know, I'm loving how the progress is going. We already know that we've gotten him a few players that he's wanted already in this transfer window. But how does this make you feel, Mari? Am I on the right track here in terms of, you know, he's not usually like this. He's more a little bit reserved, a little bit more less emotional, if you will. How did you react?
Well, there's two things. I know we were all panicking in January where he kind of saw, okay, I won't have a backing, and was kind of worried. But I honestly think we are growing on him, because I still think he wants a Bastoni. He wants one of those players to come in, because you heard the comment about Spence, but it's almost like, all right, yeah, I'll take it. You know, whatsoever.
Still a club signing,
yeah,
but it was still like that was the vibe.
Yeah, I'll take it, but he's seeing, you know, the South Korea tour. He's a smart man. He's saying, like, you know what, I can really build a legacy here. And so when today, you know, everybody had a fear erection because he said years. He said plural, many years. It's almost like, oh, you're gonna be here beyond this year. You're signing on, which is good. And you hear the reports from Ali Gold, the project is centered around Kane. He's 29. You look at these guys, Lewandowski's with 33, 34. So those are that's 4 more years of Kane. And the way Kane looks, he's still gonna be banging goals. Him and Song, they're looking extremely fit. So I think, there's a balance. We don't want to go overly too excited.
Yeah.
Because maybe it could be a typo. It could be like, I didn't mean years, but yeah. But I think personally, we are growing on him to the sense of, you know what, I like this project. Let's see what happens. Because if he brings us trophies, he will be so legendary. It's not even funny. I mean, he's already a legend, but he knows he'll be up in the stratosphere.
He would already be, if he wins us, like, let's say an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, and God, you never know, but Premier League or Champions League, he would already be the best manager of Spurs in the 21st century, hands down.
Yeah.
Hands down. So I'm seeing a few comments here, and welcome in 10-inch. Love to
10
see you
inch
here
in
on
the house.
tuning in. He mentions, I think building his team appeals to Conte, and I would agree as well. Conte's been given the tools to build what he wants in a squad, who he wants in his 11. These are his targets with Paratici on the side, helping him out. And Levy as well to an extent with Jed Spence, as we already know. But for me, there's also this from Jamie. He loves the fans. We love him. This brings me back to Pochettino, and then you kind of sort of saw it with Mourinho near the end of his tenure as well, before I think we kind of started to turn against him. But Tottenham is the type of club where the fans will hook you in more than anything. If you don't love the club before you get here, the fans will make sure that you love the club by the time, God forbid, you leave, or a few months into your tenure, bare minimum. For me, I think that's kind of what I'm feeling. Jacob, when you were retesting your microphone, we were getting into Conte's words ahead of this Roma match to round out our preseason schedule. This is a young team, and we can work for many years together to improve and fight with the best teams in England and in Europe. I told Mari, man, I got a little wet in the undies. I can't lie. I have to admit.
I'm going to keep it as PG as I can for the first time. We're not monetized, actually, so I had an erection immediately anytime Conte has a press conference, because watching him speak to the Spurs fans, he's like, I'm talking to y'all who aren't this media. You know what I'm saying? The Spence thing, like you said, Mari, which, big up, Mari. Thank you for being on the channel if you didn't hear me. If you can't hear me earlier, as long as we continue to improve and trend. Exactly. I've always felt like we're not going to get all our dream targets in one window necessarily. I felt like it would be over the span. But to hear Conte say years, plural, to me, I can't dream of a reality without Antonio Conte. It's hard for me to think beyond the scope of like no Conte. Like, I can't do it right now. Yeah. I'm sucked in. And man, to go up against Jose Mourinho, the last guy that sucked me in all the way sucked me in. Big up Bobby K. He joined the Late Night Chill on Colin, actually on the Hotspur Hood. Now Colin's on part of the Hotspur Hood, but big up Bobby. If you want to join, Bobby, let me know. I'll send you the link. But man, when Conte, didn't he mention before that he wanted to have a similar project to like kind of how Jurgen Klopp did, have multiple windows?
If I was given that backing and I was given that trust, I would love it. That's just, roughly what he said, I would say, is if I'm given that backing, if I'm given that love from the club, hell yeah, I would want to stay at a club for that long. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want that security as well? So yeah, no, I totally agree with the both of you, which brings me to my next question for the both of you as well. How long do you think Antonio Conte stays at Tottenham Hotspur? Jacob, I'll start it with you.
I thought you were going to ask me a different question about how long. And Antonio, hey, I'm telling you, man. How long does Conte stay at Spurs? To me, I'm going to say he's at least, realistically, okay? I'm going to say realistically, I can see at least 2.5 more years. And that half being him getting fed up with Levy or or just getting sacked or whatever because we can't trust Daniel Levy to do anything good for our club sometimes. So I think 2.5. I think we're going to get 2 solid years of prime Conte, prime Sonny, prime Kane, what's last left of world-class Hugo Lloris. And I say world-class. People have always said we only have 1 world-class player. We got 3. Borderline 4 if you had Perisic.
Borderline 4.
So
Borderline 5 if you had Romero as well.
Romero's right there too. He's knocking
6. You
Romero's
could throw
world-class.
Basuma in. You could throw Basuma in there as well.
Romero's world class.
I'm starting to get wet, boys.
Yeah.
Mari,
Romero's world class.
if you could put money on it right now, someone's got a gun to your head and says, "Hey, how long do you think Antonio Conte's staying at Spurs?" And you got to give your honest answer. What are you saying?
I say he stays, honestly, 2 more years. And here's why. Daniel Levy is one of the most egotistical people. And if he sees the level of where Conte rises, he it's some twisted way, because Conte's gonna be like, okay, now everything, especially if he brings us trophies. All right, whatever I say goes, and between Levy and the board, when Levy is seeing, okay, Conte's getting too much power, because it's all a power thing. I think he's going to then start a youth movement. Is going to find an excuse to get a young coach, unless if you believe the Atlantic report to some of their reports, Levy and Lewis sell the club.
Yeah.
Sell the club, and Antonio stays with the new owner. Which could possibly happen, especially if the success gets to the pinnacle. Joe Lewis, Eninek, Tavistock, they may want to sell high. So
Tell you what, that lottery is a pretty big number. Someone hit that here in the States. Go buy up that Tottenham Hotspur and retain Antonio Conte is what I'm hearing.
I'll do it. I'll do it in a heartbeat, man. I'll do it in a heartbeat. But you bring up a good point, Mari, and I think this was kind of going to coincide with my answer as well. I think I'm going to say at least 3, and this is why I'm so confident. We saw what the fans did with Poch. We saw what the fans did with Mourinho, and we saw what the fans are doing now with Conte. If you show passion and you show a willingness to connect with us and you connect with the players and the club in general, like the vibe, the history, the tradition, everything, the pedigree that comes with being at Tottenham Hotspur, you will be loved. And if you perform, you will stay. And we saw that with Pochettino. He until his final day at Tottenham, he was performing and he was exceeding expectations every single season. He was in love with the fans were in love with him, he loved the club loved him, he loved everything about it. He was all in. I'm starting to get that same feeling from Conte, and I think that's why I'm confident right now when I say at least 3 years, and I do mean it. We know already his track record of staying with clubs for 2-3 years maybe. I think he's going to break that record right now, or that trend. I think he stays for at least 4 total. So this year, I guess you can count that as like 3/4 of a season, but I'm going with this year plus 3. I'm just confident, man. The vibe that I am getting right now, and the fact that they are backing him now in the transfer window to an extent. Is he getting all of his positions addressed yet? Probably not. Most likely not. But there's still time left. There's still a few weeks left in the transfer window. And yes, he also liked one of Jacob's Instagram comments. So I'm going to say at least 3 years. I'm going to see at least 3 years.
Antonio Conte liked my comment. Yes, coach.
And one thing, let us know, everyone who's in the chat, how long do you think Antonio Conte is going to be at Spurs? We want to get everyone's opinion. We want to get everyone's vibe right now. I know.
Where's everyone at too?
I know we've got a few people saying, everything's falling into place. Jamie's liking the vibe. Alan, he's trying to keep a level head right now. He's trying not to get carried away, but I think the vibe is generally the same amongst everyone right now. We're in a good place. There is optimism for this season. Hey, why not? Why not Conte spend 2 or 3 more years? You know what I mean?
I want to take a moment real quick to shout out everyone who is here and in the comments. Where are you tuning in from? Are you in London? Are you down under? Where are you from? Where are you tuning in from? Also, how long's Conte going to stay? I think there was a comment I'm trying to bring. Alan says the best stadium, the best training ground, and now a world-class manager. The time is now. If he leaves, where do Spurs go? And that's kind of what I was saying. Like, I can't imagine a world without Antonio Conte. Alan, he's carrying me away. We're not going to win the league this season, I know. We're a little farther away from Liverpool and City than I'd like to be. But we win in something this league. And I know that. I know that much is true. So, what's up, Wikipedia in the chat? I just want to shout everybody out. Maybe not, but hope and dream. But if not, it'll be a good journey. What's up, Jamie? Jason Bell.
Wikipedia, there he is.
Yes, sir. I think Kane needs to pull the trigger for that new contract for Conte to extend. Is that what we're waiting on? Is that what he's waiting on?
It could be possible. Obviously there are talks that, the two parties are optimistic that a new deal will get done soon for Harry Kane. I do believe, though, that to an extent, I think Conte's future is linked with Kane's as well. If Kane leaves, I don't think Conte will stay. But if Kane chooses to commit to the next, 4 or 5 years, gets like a 4 or 5 year contract extension, I think Conte stays. I think he will. So I think to an extent, yeah, I would agree with that. Their futures are linked, I think, in a way.
I think that's fair to say. Mari, do you think that Kane's contract is necessarily dependent on if Conte or vice versa?
I think they go hand in hand. It's the project that Conte has been talking about.
So is it like a slow dance or is it like a fast dance? Like, are they slow? Are they
more like a
bachata,
slow,
little merengue?
line dance,
Okay, little hand in hand. Okay, Mari, no.
Oh yeah. No, it's you hear Conte even when he first signed on. It's like Harry Kane must be here for the project, and Kane has fallen in love with Conte. He's got his groove back. I think they go hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly, like jam and toast. I mean, they go like Bonnie and Clyde, like Sonny and Cher. I mean, it's just
Sonny and Kane.
The Sonny and Kane. And so I think it's another thing that's going on. That's going for us, that we have a world class player. Kane is playing on fire. Sonny, it's for Conte. Conte is saying that, man, I have 2 world-class players here. Great things can happen if I'm back. And now it's a start. We're doing good. Is it 100% what he wants? No, but it's a start. And that's the only way we could go and stuff. So yeah.
Let's get into some comments right here. So obviously, we already know Wikipedia, man. He's from NYC. Shout out NYC. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Jamie says he's tuning in from London in Kent. Thank you so much for tuning in, Jamie. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Jamie. Big ups, Jamie.
Ian
of course,
says
big
he's
up,
from
Alan.
Cincinnati. Hey, Cincinnati Spurs. I see a Cincinnati Reds hat there. Shout out the Reds as well. But hey, Cincinnati Spurs. Thank you.
Also, shout out, y'all got Johnny Nelson and Dominic Baji. Those are 2 FC Dallas alumni, if you will. So big ups FC Cincinnati as well. Y'all got some good characters over there.
Alan says it could depend on who they brought in to replace him if Kane decided to go. Yeah, that's true as well. And also, I think we not necessarily forget this, but we still do have Hyunmin Son if Harry Kane does leave. So there's still someone to build around if Kane does decide his future lies elsewhere. Jamie says if Kane left and Spurs won the league, hypothetically, it would destroy Kane. I think it would definitely ruin his reputation for a certain extent in his career. If he leaves in if he leaves in Tottenham, finds success, I think I would agree to that from a certain extent. Jason, he says he's watching from Indianapolis. How's it going, Jason? Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Don't know if you know, but I am an Indiana University alumni, so I have nothing but love for both the state of Indiana and the city of Bloomington and Indianapolis. Yes, sir.
I think that's where Colin's in Indiana. I don't know about Indianapolis.
I think he is as
but
well.
He is in Indiana.
Shout out Indiana, man. Shout out Indiana.
Big ups.
Big ups.
Wikipedia says, sorry, I think if Kane signs, Conte signs, then we get Bastoni and other young players we're targeting. Players want to play for Conte, but not sure if he stays. I heard the thing about Bastoni that he was kind of like, oh, I don't know if Conte's going to be there in 2 years. I don't want to sign with them, whatever. I think you sign Conte, that's to a long-term deal. That's I'm going to say just as lucrative, if you will, as getting like Champions League, in my opinion, because Antonio Conte packs a punch, and wherever he goes, the standard is very high.
Yep.
So I think the sky's the limit with what we can do. I've never thought that in one window we were going to address all our holes. We got a lot of holes. We some Swiss cheese teams out here, but it's okay. I think we're taking the right steps. Perisic, we got a left back now. Okay, we got a right back for the future. We got Basuma, borderline world class player. I mean, big dicking all over the field anytime you play him.
Yep.
We're making some good signings. We're also making some security signings. Longley on loan, no obligation. It's all good. He's just going to be here for a year. Goodbye. We're also loaning out some of these young players we want to. I was curious to see if Troy Parrott was going to find himself and squiggle away into the 18, but we loaned him out. And then we also loaned out Dane Scarlett, which is something we've all been crying for his future.
Hashtag
Yes.
Pompey.
Hey, I'm Portsmouth. I'm watching League One now because of because of that star boy. So, like I said, man, the sky's the limit. Once you sign Conte to a long-term deal, that's just going to get everybody more on board the train that Michael and I have been tooting since Antonio Conte signed with Spurs, really.
Yep. No, most definitely, man. Up next, so speaking of players who are departing, Jacob, you've already mentioned it. Troy Parrott going to Preston North End in the Championship. Dane Scarlett going to Portsmouth in League One. Hashtag Pompey, if you will, as well. And then we actually got some new news, if you will, yesterday on Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon loaned out to Rennes of League One, and a lot of people will recognize this name because it was the club that we were scheduled to play in for our last group stage game in the Europa Conference League last season. Remember when we were in the Europa Conference League?
I wanted to win that
eternity
thing.
ago.
I wanted to win
Such a long time ago.
I'm surprised we've done business with Rennes because that you kind of felt kind of salty, just how everything ended. With them kicking us out of the Conference League.
They were trying to win it too, so fair play to them. That's how I kind of see, that. Hey, they're trying to win that cup. Everyone was trying to win that cup. I wanted to win that cup. I think this is good for Joe. Honestly, Jason Bell, he says, is that official now? I don't think it's official just yet. Like Spurs official, I ain't tweeted it yet, but it's hot. It's been agreed on by all parties. It's been agreed on by everybody. So I'm glad for him. I was kind of hoping that he might squeeze into, like some Carabao Cup or some FA Cup games, things like that when we're playing the Morecams and what have you. But for Joe Rodon, I really wanted to see him loaned out to a lower Premier League side, like a Fulham, Nottingham Forest. I wanted to see, that's what I was wanting to see for him because I wanted to see him in the Premier League getting Premier League minutes, then that would really show, hey, he deserves this spot or he deserves a substitute appearance, anything of the sort. Speaking of appearances and of the sorts, really, I'm going to welcome in a very special guest. You may have seen him in the chat earlier. Bobby! Oh, we're covering your face, my friend.
Man, hold on. There we go.
I can't dance for Maury. If you cover me up. Maury's back. Back again.
I'm back.
What is happening?
How's it going, Bobby?
I am fantastic, guys. Always better when I see these smiling, beautiful faces, man.
I'm always better
Big
when I
up.
see your face, man. I'm always better when I see your face.
Look at that. You're too good to me, Mikey. Yeah, lie to
Bobby.
me, Mikey. I love it. Lie to me, baby. Lie to me. I love it.
Bobby, did you
Bobby.
crash? I saw you on the stream earlier with Ben Kaufman and the Kaufman Company. Shout out them on the live stream. Always
Yeah,
keeping
yeah.
breakfast interesting. But I saw y'all gorging up some chocolate.
Man, I'm telling you, nothing like starting the day with two 11-year-olds beside you and 6 pounds of chocolate.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they literally, so as soon as the stream was done, I bought a new football net for them, one of the ones with the targeting pad and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, it's actually hard to find over here. So I found this outlet place. It's about a 40-minute drive. We had to go up and pick it up. So we went straight there. I kid you not, Jacob. The car had I just clicked my seatbelt and put it in reverse. I look back, and all you see is the two of them. Drew and chocolate drizzling down, and I was like, "Thank God they're brown because the chocolate won't show then."
Yeah, it blends in.
Yeah.
There you go. Bobby, we're talking about Joe Rodon, man. Getting loaned out to Rennes. Option to buy for 20 million euros. Already been confirmed
deal.
by Fabrizio Romano himself. look, I feel like so many of us have been calling out for this type of move for years now. It really, after the first few months we signed him and we knew he really wasn't going to get any game time anytime soon. What were your overall thoughts on this, man? I did remind everyone that this is the club that we were scheduled to play for the last Europa Conference League group stage game before we got rudely booted out of that competition. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on the move?
That might have been a benefit to us to get booted out of that, because it let us kind of just concentrate more on the league and put us in the position. We didn't have the squad depth to be worrying about all different competitions. It's a different situation now. I think this move is actually pretty smart, because if in the end it does get finalized, we're getting back more than we paid for him.
Yep.
Because what did we get him at? 12
I
or
think
13?
it was 11. Like yeah, 11 or 12 million.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
around there somewhere. So we're almost doubling our money if it's at 11. There's obviously something wrong in the mix. There's because at the end of the day, when we go through 4 managers that didn't rate him, there's something to be said. Thanks. You want to say?
I'm
hi?
hearing
Sure,
a little
you-
feedback.
yeah,
I think I'm not sure what that's. What's up, Bobby? Oh, we got Little K. What's up, Little
Little
K?
K's
You
in
gonna
the
make your
house.
first appearance?
Hey,
Not loud.
what's up?
Right.
Little K.
So he came to show off his new cup.
Make sure he drinks
It's
a
a
lot of water
pineapple.
after all that sugar. You
No,
wanna
that's
wash
all
that
he's
down.
having, buddy. That's why I bought him this 1 liter cup thing today. It's just filled it up with water. That way he'll just sit here. He's been walking around with it like he's on a beach in Panama or something, and he's chilling down in Costa Rica with Mari.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
right.
chilling.
Ian says very glad Rodon is getting a loan and not chucked straight overboard. Yeah, this is true, man. So obviously we have seen Rodon play a few times here and there. He's made cameo appearances when possible. He isn't a bad player by any means. I think we've seen some positive things from Rodon before, and it's in both a Spurs shirt and a Wales shirt as well. So for me, I thought it was a good deal. It's a loan move. He's going to get a lot more game time than he would if he was staying here. And plus, if everything goes well, like Bobby already said, we're gonna get him sold off for more than what we brought him in for. So
Yeah,
I
I
agree,
think it's
Ian. I think it's a
win-win,
good
man.
move.
Yeah, I think it's win-win for us in terms of a club, in terms of the player as well. He's got the opportunity to refresh his career while he's still young. You know, he's a child. Well, he's closer to you guys in age than me, so I can say he's a child still. What is he? 23?
Yeah, he's super young, man. Still super
22,
duper young.
23. So you know what? He's got a long career still ahead of him. I think he's going to have the opportunity to shine and show what his real value is. There must have been a reason that we went and poached him in the first place, and he's done well for Wales. He just, again, for some reason, when he puts on a Spurs kit, it just doesn't work out. And that's been the case with a lot of players lately for us, and that just comes down to our poor recruiting and poor placement and I guess alignment, shall I say, for lack of better words, with giving our manager the pieces he needs in the puzzle. But now that we've got Conte here, I'm going to go back a question here with the how long does he stay. I'm going to put my money on Conte's 20-year fix is going to be here, and he's going to destroy every Fergie record there ever was.
Alex Ferguson, baby.
I honestly, I just have this crazy feeling. Call me deluded. I know it's a common word that everybody likes to use when we're a bit optimistic, but I honestly think that the man, when you see the way he's talking and everything, his energy and everything like that towards the club, hey, Ali, I think that if he appreciates the love that he's gotten now, could you imagine the pedestal that man is going to be on if he delivers us a trophy and then improves the club and puts us in positions to win more and more? And that's it, Jacob.
I'll put him on these big shoulders of mine, and I'll carry him wherever he needs to go. I'll be his personal chauffeur. He just needs to go from the master bedroom to the living room. I'm there for you, buddy.
Bobby, I don't know if you caught, if you were tuned in to when I was speaking on Conte, but I said that if he wins us, whether it be an FA Cup, Carabao, and then, there's still the possibility, season hasn't started yet, but God forbid, Premier League or Champions League, any one of those trophies, he would already be the best manager of Spurs in the 21st century.
That's arguable, yeah.
Yeah, and
He brought in success. Bottom line.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we won a trophy. He brought a trophy.
He was successful at something that the past 3-4 previous managers could not achieve. Actually, five or six?
7.
Yeah, 7. Yeah. So you're looking at this 14-year period with all these managers, and you finally have the one that comes in and brings you a trophy. To me, man, I think that's bottom line. It's at least an argument to be the greatest manager of the 21st century at Tottenham Hotspur. It has to be.
I'm trying to remember. In 2008, who was our manager that won? Was it Harry? Or
No, it was
It was the guy
it was
before.
Ramos, wasn't it?
Was it Wande?
Yeah, I think it was Ramos.
So if we look, actually, we're probably about 9
I'll look it
managers in then before after Conte, I would say. AVB's in there. Redknapp was before that. See, this is the problem with aging, guys. The memory goes a little bit. Mari, man, long time no see, brother. Good to see you. You made your appearance here. You brought your love lounge to us, and then you disappeared all of a sudden. You did 2 more shows, and Mari went on hiatus. That was it, man. Did my kids ruin you? Did my kids ruin you?
No. Just summer travels, summer business. But I posted a video on my channel.
You see that?
Yeah.
He's coming back.
Yeah, and I'm coming back.
Nice.
I got to send some
Was Ramos.
pictures to
Ramos, thank you,
and some
thank you.
stuff to the other Bobby, who's working on a new song for the Spurs
Nice.
Lounge. So
Well,
I'm
you can't
excited.
pick a better man to be doing that stuff for you. He's
Yeah.
designed
Who, Bob-
everything.
Bob Spur?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Bob
did
Spur.
all our intro videos. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brian
I
Ireland
actually-
did our
I-
eggs video. Yeah, we're lucky. We're so lucky to have these wonderful.
I
people.
recently actually asked Bob Spur, I implored him if he could make us a new intro, because the intro for United Spurs of America show, I made it very quickly, very simply, very easily, just because we needed one. I would like a nice one. I asked Bob and Michael, he told us instead of paying him for commission of this, he said just donate to his PayPal. So
Yeah,
if you got his
yeah,
PayPal information, definitely, it was at Bob Spur.
Bob
NHS?
Spur at nhs.com. I don't know if it's a .uk.com.
Something like that. Big up Bob Spur. But yeah, I sent him the track. We'll see when that video comes in. But yeah, big up Bob Spur, big member of the community. He's such a loving guy.
He is. All right, boys, let's move on. We did have a preseason match last weekend. Did play Rangers in Scotland as well. We won the Walter Till, right? Walter Till? Is that?
Walter Toll.
Walter Toll Memorial
The Walter
Cup.
Hung. The Walter Longschlong Award. Whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. Did win by a score of 2-1. The King of North London did arrive and take his throne in Scotland, rightly so at Ibrox Stadium. Harry Kane scored both goals in a victory against Rangers on the road. We did go down, though, 1-0 at one point in the first half. Second half started. Harry Kane took over along with Hyun-Min Daddy, and the rest was history. Jacob, I'm going to throw it to you first. Overall thoughts on the Rangers' performance, and then also, what would you like to see more of as we wrap up preseason tomorrow against Roma, which we will get into in a little bit, by the way?
My thoughts on the Rangers, first off and foremost, it was really good to see just some of the guys that we've signed that we haven't seen. I think it was at one point all 6 of our signings were on the field.
Yep.
To me, that's great. That's what I wanted to see. Seeing Basuma out there, that was great. Seeing Spence out there get a couple minutes, that was great. It was really good to just see another game, and I feel like the players are taking it so seriously. It felt physical. It felt high tempo. It felt like we were trying to prove something, regardless if it's preseason, friendly, Walter Hung Award, whatever you want to. We took it seriously, and to me, that was the biggest thing. The second biggest thing was Harry Kane's form at this juncture right now versus a year ago. I mean, I was watching him curl it in off his right foot to the far post, and I was just like, this looks like Kane mid-season form, and this is preseason. And then it made me think about last summer where we were and how down I was and upset and heartbroken about Harry Kane's, but we're looking at him now. He's motivated. You've seen I'm sure if you're on Twitter, you've seen the pictures, right? They put up Kane with Mourinho, Kane with Conte, and he's like kind of more my size with Mourinho,
Jacked out.
a little bit more thicker. yeah, a little bit more love, if you know what I'm saying. And then you see him with Conte now. He looks like he's slim, trim, like he ain't trying to have nobody hold on to him, but he's still. I mean, it's great to
I'll hold
see.
on to him.
I think the fitness is really paying off, and I think we'll see that again come this weekend versus Jose.
For sure, man. Bobby, what were your overall thoughts on the Rangers' performance, man? And then what do you also want to see going into this next preseason match against Roma tomorrow?
Honestly, I just want to see us kick their asses. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Over in Israel as well, where we got a majority of the fan base is obviously into Tottenham, and I know a lot of our friends have traveled over there to watch the game and stuff, members of the community and stuff that we are all friends with, and I hope they get to have a good time. I just want to see consistency, basically. I just want to see that we are not leaking goals, poor goals. Do we really count that too deeply because it's preseason? Yes and no. It's a tough shout, honestly, on my end, Michael, just because I don't rate preseason. I don't care for it. I don't think it's important. I think what Conte is doing, though, is more important. The fact that he's making sure that their fitness levels are getting up. He's making them work till they puke. That's absolutely awesome to hear. I just want to take a step back into what Jacob was talking about in Harry Kane's, the 5 goals in 3 games. He's looking like mid-season form already. He's ready to go. The best part, though, was his goal when he just cut in and just curled that.
Oh, yeah.
And then his celebration, though, was the best. His celebration was just fantastic. Like, and what? Yeah,
I do that like 10 times in an hour.
I do that for fun. What?
Yeah, what's going on?
What are we celebrating here? That to me, that cool calmness, that confidence, basically. I like that, seeing that arrogance to him almost.
Yep.
And that arrogance is coming via the Conte effect. It's almost stemming through the entire club. With preseason tomorrow, we got Davis. Davies is returning now. He's come back after his little honeymoon and everything like that. So I'm sure he'll get some minutes in there. Our defense is still suspect. That's the reality of it. We haven't really figured out what the best combination is back there, who the best coverage is for who, kind of thing. I think that's where we as Spurs fans need to kind of come back off cloud 9 into reality and forget the quad talk, forget the league talk and everything. Let's take baby steps, guys. Let's not go from having nothing to everything overnight, because it just doesn't work like that unless you go out and buy an entire squad. We're not City, we're not Newcastle, we're not Chelsea. We don't have that money, or we've just never spent that kind of money before. I really just want to see the front guys click. I really, really want to see Richarlison just get in the mix and cause shit and wind up people and just get under people's skin. And by the end of the game, I just want Mourinho just fuming angry. That's what I'm hoping for tomorrow. I want to see our fans leave smiling and Mourinho leave fuming. Because if he wins, it's going to be the I told you so. And you know that with that cocky shit.
Yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it. Mari, what do you want to see tomorrow, man? Taking away what you saw against the game, or the game against Rangers, excuse me, going into this last preseason match against Roma, what are your expectations? What do you want to see out of the boys?
Well, what I want to see is what I didn't see last week, and I'm kind of glad that Bobby K is softening the blow, because I offensively satisfied, defensively worried, and I know it's preseason. If you told me once we got the 150 injection in, and Conte's come back, we're gonna back him. I did not think going into Southampton game that Eric Dyer and Ben Davies will be out in our starting center back along with Romero. And so last week, kind of thought Dyer could have done better. That goal that Rangers scored. Defensively, it's still suspect for me. Like Bobby K said, I was on the Twitter seeing people get really excited, talking about the quad. And I'm just like, let's just take one game at a time. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because like I said, we have, and it's no disrespect, and I'm glad he resigned his contract, Davies, and whatsoever, but there were people really delusional thinking that he's world class. He is not. He's serviceable. along with Dyer, they're serviceable.
Rotation guy.
They're rotation.
Glue guy.
Yeah.
Locker room guy.
And so what I want to see
You
coming.
need them though.
You do?
What I want to see tomorrow is just that the defensive cohesion, and I want to kind of see more of a connection from the back line to Basuma. I want to see Basuma start with Bentancur. So I kind of want to see. I want to see that tomorrow. Perisic, I think he's going to start. I mean, this is the last preseason game before next week, and honestly, I want to see Spence start. I'm type, like
I'd like to see that. Yeah.
I want to see
Why
him
not?
wrong. Yeah, just sit him up wrong.
If we could put more right wing back, why not put the right wing back we bought to play right wing back at right
Exactly.
wing back?
Exactly.
So I want to see Spence start tomorrow. I actually want to see that. So yeah.
I think for me, you guys brought up a lot of good points. So look, this is where I stand, and I think I agree with Bobby and Mari to an extent. Am I worried about the defense right now? I don't think I would say yes completely. I think I would just say there's a concern, because like you mentioned, Mari, last preseason game of preseason before we go to before we play Southampton, Davies is still our left center back. I'm not going to lie. I thought we would have already gotten either the Bastoni, the Vardiol, whoever the upgrade at left center back. I thought would have already been through the door at this point. I will admit that. But what I will say is there's still some time left in the transfer window, and I am a firm believer that we're not done with that left center back position yet. I do feel like there's going to be some sort of breakthrough or some sort of deal that we don't know about or we just haven't heard of yet. I just have a feeling that position is still going to be addressed this summer along with Longley.
Yeah,
that's just me though. I don't know.
You're right, because if Tanganga is gone to AC Milan and Rodon's gone, we actually do need to sign another center back.
There's no depth there anymore.
Yeah,
the depth's gone.
Yeah, because all we have left is Sanchez as of now.
Who's been playing at left center back when he's played in preseason thus far, which is exactly the opposite that I've wanted to see from Davinson. I don't want to see him on the left-hand side, and it looked from the first minute in Korea when he was out there on the left that he doesn't look like a natural fit on that left-hand side, and he's not. Obviously, we know he plays on that right-hand side of the back three, but for me going into this game, I want to see more Longley. I want to see him more along with the rest of the starting 11. Let's see how he works with Eric Dyer, with Christian Romero as well. Yeah. I want to see that as well, and I agree with you, Bobby and Mari. Let's see fucking Spence go out there and play with that starting 11. Yeah. Let's see the chemistry. Yeah. Let's see what he can bring. Bobby, you mentioned it. He's the natural fit, right? This is the position this is the player that we addressed for the position to this point. Can there be another person that's a little bit more experienced come in before the transfer window closes? Absolutely. But as of right now, this is the most natural right wing back that we have, along with Doughboy. I want to see him get minutes alongside the starting 11. So for me, let's get these new guys some more experience and some more game time with the rest of the squad that we know is going to be in the 11. And that includes Longley, that includes Spence, that includes Perisic, and that includes Basuma for me. So I want to see that. And then also, I'm still kind of curious to see where Conte's going with this whole Lucas at right wing back thing with this idea. So if it's going to be a legitimate option, I want to see more of it tomorrow. That's all I'm going to ask.
I think it's just something that in case that he needs to try to change the dynamics of the game and everything, that's what the option. Like what Will just said here, Longley is the starter, and he's light years beyond Davies. I honestly believe that. I think Longley is going to be fantastic for us, especially now that he's coming back into a back three. That whole Barcelona episode is behind him. The pressure's off kind of thing. He can come in and just play football. He's got a world-class manager that's going to have him playing football again. It's going to be great. My only thing that I don't want to see that Maury brought up is Basuma and Bentancur play together in the midfield. The only reason I don't want to see them start together is because then the only options we have to come in for those players are Skip and Højbjerg, who are both defensive. So
who would you rather see with that Basuma with a Basuma pairing? You have to keep Basuma in there. Who would you would rather see than Bentancur?
If you're telling me Basuma starts, then Højbjerg starts with him, and if Bentancur starts, Højbjerg starts with him. Højbjerg is for me the number one choice, and then the second one either Bentancur or Basuma. Skip is still coming back from injury. No need to rush him. It's not an important game. If we want, keep him. Let him replace Højbjerg in the last 20 minutes or so. Maintain Højbjerg's fitness for the upcoming game next week. Let's see what Skip can do out there. We know he's got an engine in him. Let's just nurse him back. He's a young player. He's still developing. His body is still developing. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. I think that kid's going to do wonders for us in the future. Without having that attacking midfield option right now, though, that's the only reason I wouldn't want to see the two of them start together. That only for that option. If we get this, that now that Juventus has put McKinney up on the block for, what was it, 25 million or something? I was reading.
Yeah, something around that region.
Why isn't the deal? Why isn't it announced already? Like it's. I know Will Smith's in the chat, and it's
Will
probably,
Smith. You mean Will Stewart?
Will Stewart. Yeah. Will Smith's white brother, Will Stewart, man. These white names are hard for me, bro.
All Williams look alike. Is that what you're saying?
Same thing. Like Michael Jackson said, doesn't matter if you're black or white, okay?
It doesn't. To tag on a little bit about what you were saying, I'm going to pull this comment here. What's up, Craig? Bentancur is by far our best midfielder. That you said, Højbjerg was your number one. I still think week one, Southampton, it's going to be what got us Champions League, and that's Bentancur and Højbjerg. That's just what I think. But for this preseason game, what I want to see is something different than what I think. I want to see Basuma with Bentancur or Højbjerg. I want to see him start with the 11. I mean, Will Stewart says Spence won't start for a while. If he does, if he doesn't, I would like to see him
get some. He can't start tomorrow.
I would like to see him get minutes with like Romero next to him. That would be nice to see what they kind of look like next to each other, and Kulusevski on top of him. Also, kind of want to see a little bit more from Charlie. I want to see what else he's got in his bag. So there's still a lot that I want to see from our new signings, but I want to see them working with our typical 11, if you will. I want to see them working together and see kind of what is there. Maybe Basuma Bentancur or Basuma Højbjerg is our best option. Or maybe, Lucas is the true number one right wing back that we've been waiting for years, and we finally have him. Who knows? I'm excited to watch.
We'll pull out one of those backs and we put Richie up as a number 9 behind Kane and let him just run around. Or even put, I firmly believe, forget this right back, wing back thing with Mora. Unleash him as a cam or a center forward. I've always felt his best roles is when he's just running straight like a little Tasmanian devil at the defenses.
What up, Jay?
Scares the crap out of him, right? So I'd love to see him play there in some sort of formation come up where that's an option to put him in that situation. But we've got to just kind of see where Conte's going to go with what he's got. Richie's there now as well. We need to get him involved a lot more.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about him. I am. Everybody's arguing we overpaid for him. Well, he's not the guy that put a price tag on himself.
Yeah, he didn't choose.
I do
Go ahead,
apologize. For some reason, every 5 minutes, there's a car that's been hung. Like, I know I'm in Costa Rica, but, like, is someone breaking into someone's car every 5 minutes? Like, the beep is beep, beep. And I'm like, oh.
Stay safe out there, Mari. Stay
safe, Mari.
Yeah. Close your windows, man. Close your windows. Duck, Mari, duck.
The windows is closed,
man.
The window's closed and everything. That car's right out.
Maria Broad. Love Lounge Broad.
There you go.
Love
Big up J. Co. I see J. Co. in the chat.
They just communicate.
So, boys, any final thoughts on tomorrow's preseason match versus Roma before we get into some score predictions?
Oh, yeah. I got a couple more things. I'm thinking about Jose. Anyone else thinking about Jose?
I'm not personally, but...
You ran away to little boy room.
Oh, I had to take a little break, my friend.
To take care of little
Just
Jacob.
a tiny little one.
Little Jacob had to be happy.
Don't talk about little Jacob.
Hey, I leave that to Mrs. Jacob.
We can text about it. How about that? Jaco, I'm doing great. This is the final that I wanted to see in the Conference League last year. Tottenham versus Roma. This is what I wanted to see. So I know it's not that. We're still playing for a fun trophy, and that's always fun. And hey, I don't know if the guy that is named after this award that we're fighting for tomorrow, I don't know if he's as well endowed as Mr. Walter Toll.
He ain't hung like Walter, man. He ain't hung
Man,
like Walter. No way.
Walter was packing the AK-47 style machinery. It was impressive. What's up, Cubed? Cheers, boys. Oh man, I missed most of the stream again.
All good, man. The good thing about this is
Cube's a girl.
Actually, so hold on.
Cube's a girl.
The good thing about this is that you can go back to the beginning because YouTube still has it, and then also I think this is a good time to say, hit that like and subscribe, everyone.
Oh yeah.
If you are enjoying the chat, if you like Bobby, if you like Mari, if you like me, or you like Jacob, go ahead and smash that like button and smash the subscribe. And also, if you want, turn on the notification bell, and you'll never miss another upload as well.
And see, here's the cool part about that, Michael.
If you don't like our stuff,
if you don't like us, still like it. Yeah. If you don't like it, still like it.
Doesn't matter if you don't like us. That's okay.
Michael, to tag on what you were saying, I was also going to say you do want to hit that notification bell. The season's coming up. Michael and I got some big things planned. This is actually the first official live stream on this channel.
Of a podcast episode, yeah.
Normally we will record an episode and premiere it, and I edit it a little bit in case I say some stuff that's kind of outlandish. But you know what? There's going to be more live streams. I was actually talking to Michael before this show. I might just go live randomly throughout the day, depending when my son goes to sleep, and just say what's up. So definitely want y'all to hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification. I just hope Dyer doesn't take a crap. Let's hope so. We can only hope. But he was man of the match.
Why is everybody hating on Dyer all the time?
Puppy, Michael. Where's she at?
She's right here. She's
Where's she at?
asleep. I'll wake her up right
Shout
now.
out Q, major supporter of the pod. Also hopping on with the hoodlums on Hotspur Hood. Over there, Tommy talks
Just
about
woke up, so she's a little.
Hello.
She's a little tired right now, but here she is.
That's
What's
all right.
your
She's
name
right.
again,
What was that,
Casey.
Bobby?
What was her name, Michael?
Casey. This is Casey, baby.
Hello, Casey.
Casey mama.
Casey.
She used to be like this big when he first got her. She was like
She's
this
grown,
big.
man. She's grown.
Now
Look how
she-
big she is now. Crazy.
That's crazy.
All right, I'll let you go back to sleep.
Big up Cubed.
I know the feeling, Michael. Big K over here, when he was born, he fit right here, and now he's 6'2".
I could literally hold her. I think she was literally this big, like from the top of my hand to here. I think this is how
He
big
was
she
a
was
bit
when
bigger.
she got her.
To here. He went elbow to fingertip. So
Love it.
It's been
Cube,
it's been,
yes, she has gotten so
it's been a
big. She's
fun
gotten
little
very
growth
big.
that we get to.
how old is she?
She is. Oh, actually, today she turns 4 months old. So happy
Just
4
a puppy
months,
still,
mama.
just a
Gotta
baby.
get her a little doggy Spurs
Yeah,
kit.
doggy treat. That's a doggy
I
Spurs
will.
kit.
I
Nice.
There you
will,
go.
For sure.
Nice.
I mean, she's the official mascot of United Spurs of America, if you ain't
This
heard
point,
yet.
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, again, there's going to be some random live streams coming up in the near future. So if you kind of like this, if you want to join also those random pop-ups, I'll probably put the link in the chat, and I'll just chat with whoever wants to join in. Bobby, I'm looking at you. I hope you're going to join. Oh, yeah. So big ups.
yeah.
And then
I'm home for at least another 3 weeks, buddy. So pop up and I'll pop in.
Hell yeah. That ain't the first time he's heard that.
Let's go. What's up, Aaron?
Aaron, what's going on, man? Thanks for
Another-
following us over here on our
Aaron.
channel, man. It does mean a lot. It does
So
mean a lot.
I want to
seriously.
I want to say something real quick while Aaron's in the chat. Big ups yourself. We're part of a rat pack, a ragtag group of misfits hanging out late at night sometimes on the Hotspur Hood. We're known as the Hoodlums on Colin's late night talk. So big up Q and Aaron. They're regulars there, and big up Colin. He's host that thing. It's a lot of fun. It's a little wacky, but it's a lot of fun. So
It is
big
a lot of
ups.
fun.
I wonder if Aaron watched Donnie Darko last night.
No, you know he didn't. You know he did not. That was something we were talking about I talked about in extents was. But big ups. Thank you everyone for joining in. We got like 24 watching, 23. Technically, every time we hit above 23, 24, that's a new record for this channel's live stream numbers. So, Cubed, yes, you are a regular, even though it was only twice. You're a hoodlum. You
Once
can't.
you're back more than once, you're a regular. That's
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're back for the second time, you're a hoodlum. You're a hoodlum. It's just the way it is.
locked
Alleged negotiations between Spurs and Roma for Zaniola. I think this is an interesting little caveat to just the match in general tomorrow. What do you guys think about the Zaniola stuff?
No thanks.
It's interesting, man. Go ahead, Mari. I'll let you speak first.
I did a stream in January, actually late December, pre January transfer window, where we talked about Zanolio. He was a target for us for the last couple of years. I've seen him on and off. And of course, he's had those 2 devastating injuries. I'm of the fact of it's a high risk, high reward. I said on my video today that there was a time that he was pound for pound the best Italian player, pound for pound, even more than Chessa. But it's a high risk, high reward. The good news is he actually stayed healthy. Last year, he had about like 9 goals and 10 assists. Like, I think if we get the right deal, if it's a swap deal or if it's the $35 million range, you know what? Get him, because the guy can play box to box, in my opinion. He can assist. He can score from the midfield. He is like a Swiss Army knife, and that's the type of players that Conte likes, and I think he'll be awesome in our midfield, especially when we're playing a team that's in the low blocks, and I think he'll be able to help for people that we are interested in. McKennie's also available that we can also get. People keep bringing up Savage, but Savage is there's no fire behind that bush. There's nothing burning. So Zaniolo, a month ago I was like, Now I'm like, you know what? Get him.
I think so. Look, I wasn't banging on the door for Bentancur. I wasn't banging on the door for Kulusevski. Look at the impact that they did have on our club. If this is a guy that Conte and Paratici both want, get him in. Honestly, I'm at that point, guys. I really am. Until they prove me wrong, which up until this point, the only thing that they've gotten wrong so far is Golini, probably, right? Well, not Conte, but at least Paratici. But Conte, the players that he's brought in, they've been good. If this is a guy that Conte truly, truly wants and thinks that he can fit into this system and make a true impact in this 11 or in the 18, get him in. For me, personally, I would like James Maddison over a guy like Zaniolo because he's English, adds to that number. He's already proven in the Premier League. And I like the way he plays and I like to watch him. I would rather have James Maddison. But if this is a guy that Conte wants, I'm all for getting him in at this point. I know the ACL injuries are a worry. I know he's got an injury record. But again, if this is the guy that Conte wants, just get him in.
I would take Maddison over Zaniolo. My fear is that we're not going to pay for Maddison. That's I'll be shocked if we pay for Maddison. I will give this window a 9 out of 10 because we still haven't got the center back yet. I will give it a 9 out of 10 if we can bring in Maddison.
I don't think it's a case of if we're willing.
Speaking of bringing in. Bobby, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I wanted to bring in we were talking about bringing in. I was really just waiting for a perfect segue to bring in our next guest. This is a big party we're having up in here for the first official live stream on United Spurs of America YouTube channel. Leo from Denver, Mile High Hotspur. How we doing, buddy?
What's up, you guys? Can you guys hear me good? Are we good?
You looking good. I love your studio coming together.
Leo, before we start, man, I'm loving the setup. I love the background. I'm loving the mic. You look official.
It's coming together, buddy.
I love it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Hey, real quick too. The other day, I heard Michael talking about his 37 Kane jersey.
Yes, sir. I don't have it with me. It's back in Dallas. It's at my parents' house, but I do have one. I love it though.
This one and my Lily King jersey are by far my favorite ones, dude. Above all of them, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
What's up, you guys? How you guys doing? I'm loving the way this is going, man. Sorry for joining late. I had to take care of some things, but anytime I can help support the homies out, I'm here, man.
Big love, all love.
It, man. Right now, man, we're just going over what we want to see from the Roma match. We've been getting into some other topics as well. We've been Zaniolo just got brought up, so as we bring you in, why don't we you jump into our conversation here, man? We do have Mari showing us his view from Costa Rica.
Show off.
They were asking.
Show off,
They were asking.
But
Nick was
no, we were
asking-
talking about Zaniolo, Leo, because we are linked to him once again. What are your overall thoughts on possibly bringing him in? I kind of said that, if this is a guy that Conte and Paratici want, just get them in already. I know some people would rather have James Madison. Where are you at with Nicolo Zaniolo?
Yeah. First, Bobby, what's up? The other guy, I'm sorry, I didn't really catch his name.
Mari.
That's
Mari from the Love
Mari's
Lounge.
Lounge.
Spurs Love Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
watch it once, Leo,
Oh,
you'll know
yeah.
exactly who he is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back to the business at hand, guys. Back to the business at hand. So for sure, it's like every transfer that we hear about. I'm very skeptical about everything. I sometimes don't rate a player, but the more and more we're linked to him, the more and more them YouTube compilations come out. I start to watch them, and I'm like, oh my god, this guy could work wonders for us. Definitely with Madison, I feel like that. Zaniolo, I think I have the same doubts as everybody else. Are his knees gonna withstand Antonio Conte's workout? Are they gonna withstand
That's a good point.
the longevity of the plan that we have, or is he something kind of just for a short period of time? If it's a short period of time, then I'm totally up for it. But if you were to ask me, out of the two, I probably would go Madison, homegrown plus Premier League proven. But either way, I mean, if they bring in some guy we've never heard of, I'm gonna support, and I'm gonna root for him, because that's the way the club wants to go. So I have no qualms about anything like that, you guys.
For sure. Just want to give a quick shout out real quick. Nicholas, he's been a
Very,
loyal follower over
very
on the Tottenham Away live streams. Thank you so much for joining us today, Nicholas. We do appreciate the support, man.
Yeah,
Definitely.
he's gonna join us one of these days. I was just
all the
texting with him.
viewers.
Yeah, he was saying what's up. I said what's up back. We're gonna have Barry on in no time. I don't know about today, but I think Barry's a little busy. But Barry's gonna be on, so look for Barry in the upcoming future as well.
Did you message him already to come in?
He said, "Nicholas, who is Nicholas? That's his government.
Yeah, that's
We
his
can't
Government
call him
name.
by the
Sorry. What's up,
government.
Nick? What's up, Nick?
Range it.
That's just passport name.
That's his passport
Or
name.
one of his passports.
Guys, any final thoughts on our preseason match tomorrow against AS Roma?
Real quick, I want to let Mari let everyone know when you're going to be next. I know you got to go. Costa Rica's calling, them beautiful beaches and the honeys. They're all saying, Mari, where you at,
yeah.
Mari?
Oh yeah.
So I want to let you let everyone know where to find you and when you're going to be on next.
Yeah, you can find me at the Maurice Spurs channel. We are working, like I was mentioning earlier, working on a new intro for next week. Next Wednesday is going to be the return of the Spurs Lounge. So it's the return of the Mac. Yeah.
Return of the man.
And so I'm really excited. My summer hiatus is over. And you can find me there. Please like and subscribe and spread the word. And I'm excited to be back.
Yes,
Thank you so much for joining us today,
Yeah.
Mari. We appreciate it, man. Have a good one and stay safe out there.
All right.
Love you, Mari. Big ups. I'll tune in next time you live. Big ups,
All
man.
right,
That's a good
all
dude
right.
right there. That's a good dude.
Big up, Mari, man. We can't wait to see you back, brother. Good to have you back, man.
Big up, Mari. Big up, Mari. Jacob, any final thoughts, man, for the AS Roma match for tomorrow before we move on to some transfer talk, and then we'll wrap it up.
Well, my final thoughts for the AS Roma match, like I was talking about earlier, I just want to see some creative options, some things we ain't seen, some things we're not, necessarily prepared for. But I really am looking forward to this is the last preseason game. Last season, I kind of walked away with a couple people who impressed me, a couple people that I was looking forward to seeing. So I kind of want to see some more of that as well. Really, I'm just so damn excited that Premier League football is about to be back. And as soon as that starts getting rolling, the next thing happening, Champions League is back. It's the champions. We're not going to get copyright because it's technically not singing, and technically my son would hate it if he heard it. But it's the champions. Dun, 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 dun. It's the journey. You know what I'm talking
Something
about.
that AS Roma can't say.
Hey,
being
no, they
honest.
can't. Wait, did they get Europa qualification because of the
I
Conference
don't
Cup
think
win?
they have. I don't. Do they have European football this year? I
What's
don't
up,
think they
IV?
do. Oh no, they do because they won the Conference League, so they'll be in Europa League. They'll be in Europa League.
You're
That's
automatically,
how
yeah.
it-
That's
yeah,
the
yeah. That's how it
incentive.
works.
You win, you go to the next competition up, right?
This is a great final thought too. We're beating Roma. No way our BDE Italian Don will let Jose have the one up on him. No way. I love it. That's the same energy I'm feeling.
Oh yeah.
Score predictions, everyone. Leo, we'll start with you, my friend. There, hold on. You're muted, man. Oh,
Yeah, you're muted, buddy.
There you go. Go at it.
Are we good? Are we good? We good?
Yes,
We
sir.
good?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
My prediction for tomorrow, I want to say that we're gonna win. I said this before. Every game, I want to predict 8-0, but it's just not possible. I'm gonna go for a hard fought, maybe 3-2.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Bobby? What are we feeling? A lot of goals or
I'm
maybe similar to Rangers?
I'm gonna be confident, like not like my American counterpart beside me here. I'm gonna say 8-0.
Ooh.
Wow.
No,
I like your style,
I
bro.
honestly think Mourinho's got some good players in there, obviously, and he's lined them up. He's had a full year and a bit to work with them, so we know the way
Just
his
added
teams are
Dybala, too.
defensively. So the most goals I can see us scoring is 3, and I can see us conceding maybe 1, maybe 2. But I'm gonna give a little bit of benefit to the defenders and hope they have a better game and more stable game than they have had, and they show a little bit of unity in the back line there. So I'm gonna stick with 3-1.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Jay?
I want to get riled up and I want to say all these big fancy things are going to happen. I think it's going to be a physical match, kind of the same that we've seen. So really, since we started playing the Korean Super Team. So my final score, I'm going to say, I don't think we keep a clean sheet. I think we do a lot of shuffling at the back and we let one slip like we have been. I'm saying 3-1. I'm gonna say Kane probably gets 2 and Sonny 1, or Kane 1, Son 1, and either Kulu or Richie.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm gonna go Kane with 1. I'm hoping Kane doesn't play a lot. I'm hoping Kane or Son don't play a lot tomorrow. I'm hoping for like maybe a 25, 30-minute cameo and then get them out of there.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna say 3-1, 1 for Kane, and then I'm gonna say 1 for Richarlison. I think he finally breaks his rut that he's been in, if you will, in terms of goal scoring at least. And then I'll go Perisic. I'll
Didn't
go
he score in the
Perisic.
first game?
No, he did not.
Why did I think he scored in the first game?
The first game was Kane and Son. Kane, Son, and
No, and
was there one more? An
there
own
was
goal, right?
6 goals.
An own goal.
That super game thing against that super team.
Let me see.
Yeah.
I don't
I
believe
was
he scored
Dyer.
yet.
It was Dyer, Kane with the own goal.
That was
Kane
the
with
Dyer
goal,
cock rocket,
2
remember?
20 goals.
Yeah, Dyer got one. I remember that. That was the first goal. Trust me, I
Yeah,
heard about. You forget who my son is, Mister I Love Dyer. Trust me, I heard about that goal. I
Eric
saw the
Dyer.
goal.
Eric Dyer, own goal. Harry Kane scored 2, and Hyunmin Son scored 2. 6-3.
Oh right, son, he got that went around the ducked around the goalie, and then he got the penalty as well. Okay.
Yep. And then only Kane scored against Sevilla. So Kane, Son, and Dyer have been our only goal scorers so far in preseason.
need to see something from Charlie.
I think we
mean,
will, man. I think we will.
XP,
We've been seeing good things. He's been getting into
midfielders.
good positions. He's been feeding the ball. I think he's been creating some chances as well. I don't think it's because he's playing badly by any means. I do think he's working hard. I think he just needs to see it go back into the back of the net. Sometimes you just need to see it to believe it. You know what I mean? I think for him, he sees one go into the back of the net. I think he'll start to get some momentum. We see the type of player that he can be. Look at the last few games and how he was playing for Everton to end this past Premier League season. We know the players in there. It's just about getting the best out of them. And remember the players that he has around him as well. He'll come good, man. He'll come good. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried about him.
Same, Mike. Same.
But yeah, guys, do have a few weeks left in the transfer window. So I wanted to open up a question before we give our final thoughts and sign off for today's stream. What positions do you want addressed before the transfer window closes in August? Jacob, start with you, my man. How we feeling? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want to see? Unmute yourself first, and then you can give your answer.
Rookie.
You know, I said this was the first live stream. We were bound to have a little technical difficulties at least once or twice. But positions I want to address before the transfer window closes, I think I would like to see another center back, whether that be a center back or a right center back. I kind of got a little upset when everyone was talking all this and that about James Madison because I was like, man, if we're going to be dropping a big bag on somebody, we need to drop another big bag somewhere in the back line. We didn't do that at the right wing back position. We dropped a small bag. I mean, small for Tottenham, but I mean, I'll take that bag. But we haven't gotten the guy. I wanted another Perisic on the. What's up, Chris? Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Welcome in, Chris.
Big
Thanks for joining
ups.
us today, man. Thank you so much. We appreciate
Good
it.
supporter. Good supporter.
Definitely. Parker Duncan, what's up? Yeah, big ups to everyone in the chat. So, man, I think we need to address that before we start talking about spending big on Madison now. I know the sport's not the same as here in America where we're used to like swap deals, right? I mean, in the NBA, you send 3 players to some team, they send it to another team, and then it gets back to you and you get one player. It's like, it's different. I want to see outgoings. I want to see outgoings before this window closes. I know it's not a position getting addressed, but that's a numbers thing getting addressed for me. I think, man, I want to see Giovanni Lashit gone. I want to see Ndombele out the door. We're seeing Rodon's probably going to go on loan, 20 million option buy. Good business. I think I want a world-class center back. I don't think we're going to get it this window, though, unfortunately. But I want our focus there rather than, oh, we need X, Y, or Z because, quite frankly, Dyer, Davies, even with the borderline world-class Romero, it's still going to be a struggle for them in Champions League football. I don't see them beating whoever we get paired with, PSG, whether it's Real, whoever. I don't see them faring well. I love Ben Davies. I think he'll be great for the Premier League and depth and FA Cup, Carabao, etc. But we need a dog. Longley is going to provide some depth, but we need a dog. I want to see a dog come in. We saw 2 right off the top, and then a third with Charlie. And it's just I want another one. Maybe I'm spoiled. Tell me if I'm wrong. Am I spoiled?
I don't think you're wrong, man, because for me, if you don't mind, Leo and Bobby, I'll go next. I would like to still see that Bastoni or a Vardiel, that left center back, man. I have a feeling. I mentioned it earlier on with Bobby and Mari, but I have a feeling, a gut feeling. I can't really back it up with any statistics or any like whispers or any talks going on, but I just have a strong feeling we're not done with our back line. Bobby mentioned it as well earlier. Rodon's out the door. Tanganga is on his way out potentially to AC Milan. Our depth and our options are getting weaker and thinner, right? We have players going out in the defense. You can't go into a season competing in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League with just Davies, Dyer, Romero, Sanchez. Who else? The youth products. That's about it, right? At center back.
At center back, yeah. That's all we're left with then.
We need more. So I have a feeling we're gonna get a surefire starter, whether it be in the middle or the left, and then I do think we're gonna get some other center back signings just for rotational purposes to get some options back there for when guys need rest. I want that. I still think that we're going to get a right wing back to pair alongside Spence, a more experienced, and I do still think one of Doughboy or Emerson are out the door as well. And then I still want that James Madison type of player, that creative midfielder option that we can bring in either off the bench or in that starting 11 to really create chances for us, open up low block or stubborn defenses, teams that like to sit back. It'll be perfect to watch tomorrow because Roma's the perfect example of that. But I do think that those 3 positions are still going to be addressed. Just my gut feeling. What about you, Bobby? How are we feeling?
There's a few areas that we do need addressed still, but like you hit the nail on the head there, Michael. I want that one key in the cog in the back line that stops leaking goals. You know, scoring goals is not our problem. We've scored them. That's not a problem. It's conceding. We haven't had a single clean sheet this preseason yet, and it doesn't look like we've even come close. And again, it's because of mental mistakes. We need a solid man back there that's gonna stop everybody else from making those mental mistakes and basically shore up that back line. I want a general back there. I want somebody that screams and shouts. I want somebody that's absolutely a psychopath on the back line. And it pains me to say it, Dyer's not that guy. He's a squad player. We need an upgrade on him. Doherty and Emerson got to go, but I think that one big center back is the thing, and I really think that it's going on what Michael just kind of touched on with the NBA, with the draft and the swap players, 6 players to this team, 4 go to that team, 3 go to this team, 9 go to that team, 15 come over here, and you end up with 2. The way that works around. I can see something like that actually coming to fruition right now because of the whole Bastoni and Inter Milan needing money thing. I think that if they don't get the money elsewhere with the Skriniar and maybe possibly the Dumfries or other players that they want to offload, that they're going to go to Bastoni and say, look, if you really love this club, this is how you can help us, kind of thing. And him being forced to almost accept that he has to move on for the sake of the club. Do I really want a player with that mentality being forced out, almost coming to us? Not really, but we do know he is quality. There's a reason he's so young and rated what he is, and everybody's drooling over him. Like he said, there's Guardiola's already out there as well, and Dika's still another one that's available. He's out there as well. For me, my number one was Bremer, but unfortunately he's gone. I think he's just an absolute beast back there. But my number one position to upgrade, as far as I'm concerned, is our center back. Yeah,
I definitely agree. What about you, Leo? How are you feeling? What positions do you still want to see come in?
Yeah. If I may just borrow some of Bobby K's words, he was spot on.
If he'll let you have them. That's a question for him.
Bobby, you have no choice today, brother.
Well, you're lucky you're bigger. You're lucky you're bigger and have scarier tattoos.
Hey, bro, you got to earn them. I'm just kidding. Hey, so he was spot on what he said about Dyer. He was spot on what he was saying about Dyer. I feel like
what's going on, Colin?
How's it going, boys?
I'm doing great, man. Now that you're here, even better. Excuse me. Now that you're here.
Big love. I can only stay for a few minutes, but I just wanted to pop in and say what's up to my favorite Spurs homies.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Welcome in, man. Thank you for joining us. Leo was just going over some of the positions that he wanted addressed, so we'll let him finish up, and then Colin, if you want to give us some of your positions or players, if you have them already on the top of your head, that you still want to see come in before the transfer window closes. So, Leo, go ahead and finish it out, man.
Yeah, I'll go quick. That way the homie could get some time since he doesn't have too much time. If we bring in a center back to replace Dyer, that's basically an ideal situation. It's just the emotional relationship a lot of us have with Dyer. It'd be tough for a lot of us. But this is a business. I understand that we have to progress, and I do think I'm a fair believer that Dyer is a squad player. We could definitely splash some cash and go out there and get somebody who, like Bobby said, is going to command that back line, is going to have a voice. Not that Dyer doesn't do that. It's just there's people with a higher pedigree than Dyer that are out there, and we could definitely benefit from having them in our locker room and in our back three. If you were to ask me who, man, the list is long. I know we're linked with Bastoni still. I still think that's a possible outcome. I don't know how much of an impact a Bastoni will have in our locker room compared to what Dyer brings off the bat. He is a better player, if you ask me, in my opinion. But is he going to be able to come to Spurs and dominate that locker room and dominate that back line? We'll have to wait and see. But I leave it open, man. Whoever we bring in, I'm stoked. I do think we are going to bring somebody in, and if we do bring somebody in, it's going to have to be a big name that's going to make fans like myself say, you know what, Dyer, you're going to have to play second fiddle, buddy. This guy's just doing it better.
What about you, Colin? How are we feeling, man? What kind of positions do you want to see come into through the door?
We need a defender for sure. And I wouldn't mind like an attacking midfielder just to kind of switch things up. We've already got some really good box-to-box midfielders, but I think like an out-and-out attacking mid would be sweet. But I don't hear De Vrij mentioned very often. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, De Vrij.
De Vrij.
Good job, Colin. I'm proud of you.
It's a good shout.
I think he would be a good choice. And I mean, yeah, he's getting older, but he would offer some experience. And I think he could maybe even help to make Dyer a better player. So yeah, I think that's something that's realistic too. I think that's like a realistic goal for us. He's attainable. And then I'm on the. I want Madison because he's a good player, but I also hate his attitude and like the stuff that he said about Spurs in the past.
Yeah.
And Gareth Bale and.
Yeah, what a fucker.
Tweets.
He's kind of a prick. So.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's the type of guy where you hate him if he's not on your team, but you love him if he is. You know what I mean? It's Dele. Come on, Dele Alli. Would you have liked Dele Alli coming into the Prem if he wasn't in? If he played for Arsenal, we would probably all hate him with a burning passion. But that dude will always be in my good spirits and in a good light with me because of just the emotion that he brought, the shithousery that he brought. So for me, if James Maddison can kind of have that same vibe to where, all right, look, I know I did some things in the past. I'm a little bit of a loose cannon sometimes, but you know what? I play for Spurs now. I'm going to give my all for the badge. Antonio Conte is my manager. I know he's not going to take any shit. Then let's ride, man. You know what I mean? Like,
let's go poach. Let's poach Martin Odegaard off of Arsenal.
If only
I don't like him. I think he's a Odegaard. Personally,
Odegaard.
Yeah,
I like that.
De Vrij has 1 year left.
And he's 30 now. The thing is, like, what we're talking about is an upgrade. De Vrij,
now,
to me,
an
would
upgrade
be a
now.
squad player.
More importantly,
he would be a minor upgrade to Dyer, if anything, if he's an upgrade.
But that would at least allow us to rotate. Like as of now, Dyer has to play every match.
We don't have anybody for Dyer. You're right about that. But just the actual
technically
question,
Longley can play in the middle, but again, you're stretching another player with two positions. I think that's something we're trying to get away from. You know what I mean?
I just think that they're gonna because they haven't touched that 150 million windfall yet. Really, that's just sitting there banked. Very heavy. So I
think the boss walked in.
Well, he was saying he might have to jump soon.
Yeah.
I really think that little nest egg, that treasure chest, is going to be dropped on a center back. I really hope so because I think Conte knows what he needs, and he knows the way he can set up his teams and the way he sets his teams up. And a central attacking midfielder is not the priority in his system.
I mean, that's a good point. I just when we talk about things while we bring in our beloved Colin,
he's back.
The boss did not show up. Apparently, I thought he did because the boss. Yeah, going somewhere more pro. He's in the bathroom now.
All right, yeah, he's in the bathroom.
It's actually a good idea.
What's that say behind you on the wall, the bathroom stall? For a good time, call.
For a good time, call Bobby K.
Man, I would love to see. I saw someone mentioning earlier the Skriniar thing, and he's kind of gone quiet with the whole, PSG move allegedly. This is a guy I've wanted for a while. I've been wanting him a couple years now too. Same thing with Basuma. Wouldn't it be great if we just keep bringing in players that Jacob Wallraven from Texas has been wanting? I think that'd be great.
Just listen to Jacob. It's not that hard. Not
Get
that hard.
A Donald Traore on a $10 million fee. Let's do it. Adds depth to the attack. Instant impact off the bench.
You're doing so well. You're doing so
He
well.
lasted an hour and 23 minutes, Bobby. He lasted an hour and 23 minutes.
It took me an hour and 23 minutes to bring up a Donald.
Write it down.
So well.
We're about to make Jacob a tier one ITK, but you just dropped back down to a tier 3, bro.
Oh no!
Yeah.
My tears are falling. Tears.
My tears are
Speaking
falling.
of tears, I will be super upset if we don't see a big name center back come in. I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't see Davies Dyer being that end all be all, especially for the hopes and dreams that I'm starting to have. Cubed, every club in the EPL been looking for top class center backs. Feels like the top class ones with swirling rumors. Yeah, I mean Skriniar. It's a good point. Conte could sign his dad.
That's why DeVry would be a good choice because he's not exactly on anybody's radar.
Yeah,
it's true, and he's quality. He's quality.
And doesn't he know Conte? He knows Conte, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I mean, I was really upset when the old cat went to Bayern from Juventus, and then Bremer went to Juventus because I really wanted Bremer. I thought that he would upgrade that back three immensely. Big up to everyone in the chat, everyone in the comments.
C cubed. He says De Vrij,
She.
Torres,
She.
Skriniar. So sorry, Skriniar, Bastoni, Indica, all center backs we've been linked to who haven't signed with anyone else. What are we waiting for? That's a good question, and the answer to that could also be maybe we're in quiet negotiations. You just never know. Maybe we are in contacts with some of these clubs that have these players. Again, we know we're in talks with Villarreal. We know we're in talks with Villarreal for Gio Lo Celso. We don't know if Torres has been brought up. We know we're in talks with AC Milan as well. We don't know if anyone could potentially be coming the other way if Tanganga goes. So you never know. You never know.
Would Pau Torres come in and play center, the center of those three, or is he off to the
left
center? Okay.
Yeah, left.
But he is right-footed, isn't he?
He'd go for another left
He can use
center-sided
both.
center back?
I believe he can use both. Do you think we're gonna? Wait, are you asking if we're gonna go for another right-sided center back?
No, I'm saying with Pau Torres being in the conversation, do you think that with us just getting Lenglet, you think that the club would go for another left-sided center back?
I think so. I think so
Langlais is
because
he's just 1 year cover anyways. He's gone next year, regardless.
you have
And-
that, and then also Ben Davies can play on the left center back position, and we've also seen him play at the left wing back as well. So he's like a potential other option for that position because we know he can play a little bit further up the pitch. He can push up there at least, which is what we saw early on, especially in the Antonio Conte era, with Davies going higher up the pitch, getting into the box every now and again, more than he used to with Mourinho or Nuno and even Pochettino at times as well. So. It's another option, I guess.
And he can play center back too, right?
Davies?
He has.
He has. I don't know if that'd be a great
doesn't
option.
mean he can, he should, but he can. He is a worse, last minute, God forbid, scenario situation. But with that list that C Cube just dropped, she's right. All of those players are available to us, and I think it's. I don't understand why moves haven't been made, but because we're not hearing anything, it makes you wonder what's going on behind closed doors. And there's another one actually that Wikipedia just threw in there. Milinkovic is a very good.
Is he still with Fiorentina?
From my understanding, I don't think he's moved yet.
Okay, I remember we were. He was at Target at the same time with like Amrabat, right? It was when like Amrabat was getting brought up, and we were like, oh, and then they said Milinkovic was another one.
Fiorentina still. You're right.
Yeah, it could be an option.
Sorry,
it could be an option.
Sorry. Who's the awesome dude beside me?
It's Leo.
This
Leo
gentleman
from
beside me.
Denver, Colorado.
Leo?
Leo,
Dude, you have a wonderful kit. That's like my favorite Spurs kit from like the past forever. Like that's.
Show him the back, Leo. Show him the back, Leo.
Yeah.
That's a collector's item, dude. That is
It is.
a piece of history right there.
The reason why he's wearing it today is because last week I told Jacob that I'm a true Harry Kane fan because I have every single one of his numbers. I have 37, 18, and 10. I just don't have an England kit because I'm not an England fan, so I'm not going to buy one.
When it comes, you were talking a little bit about Pau Torres, and this is a guy that at the beginning of the window I was like, no, and now we're coming down towards the end. I'm like, I'll take it. I'll take him. I mean, Vardiol, I don't think we're going to drop the bag. They want like 80 million, right? Yeah. I don't see us dropping that much on him. I mean, hey, I didn't see us dropping 60 mil on Richarlison, but we still did. So
yeah, but he had 3 years on his contract too, still. So
yeah. How many years does old buddy have?
Guardiola just signed a new contract, didn't he?
He has 4, I believe.
Did he sign a new contract?
I think he's got 3 or 4.
He just moved last year.
Yeah, he's got 3 or 4 years left. That's the reason why his price is going to be so high.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What do you guys think? Should we keep Tanganga? This is a good question that came in. Or it's not really a question. Parker says, I think we should keep Tanganga.
I agree with Parker.
I agree as well.
If he's not going to get consistent game time, I say loan him out. He's still young.
Yeah, but Michael, when you look at the fact that, like you said, we got Rodon, and you look at our back line, if Tanganga can play anywhere across that back line, except
but he doesn't play.
Left wing back. So
but he doesn't play.
He's just an option to keep. God forbid,
right?
For the cup competitions, everything, and the only way we'll see if he's got anything in it is if he gets a run out for games like tomorrow and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think he's. We've had him for a few years, and he's been like an option off the bench, and he's started at times, as we already know of. But I think because he's still young, I think he should have been loaned out a few years ago, if I'm
Yes.
being honest.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah, 3
sure.
years,
We
at least
definitely
3.
stunted his development.
Yes.
Because of it. I'm thinking of the player more than the club, I think, Bobby, which is maybe a little bit selfish of me. I love it, Colin. Love it, love it. Love the mug. Mind the gap, baby. For me, though, personally, I think I would just like to see him go get some more game time at a club where we know that he can start week in, week out. You know what I mean? I think that would be the best for him, and you could argue it could be the best for the club as well. He comes back next year. Let's say he goes out on loan, Bobby, and he has a year similar in terms of impact as Oliver Skip did with Norwich, and he just has an absolute great season, and he comes back even more ready and prepared for the Premier League. Would you rather take that than keeping him here for a year and him just being a rotational piece off the bench? Because that's what he's been up to this point.
No, that's not a point to be argued, Michael. Obviously, that'd be a better option for the player and for the club. My only issue is that hasn't become an option for us. The only options that are loan to buy kind of things right now.
Yeah.
So if we want to send him out and watch him improve and get better and become the star that we all expected out of him, like you said 2 years ago, then we lose him for a reduced fee, basically. I'd prefer to keep him just to see what Conte can do with him. I just think if anybody can improve, if Conte can improve players like Davies and Dyer, who are seasoned veterans at this point, and then make a young player like Cess a little bit better, hopefully, Emerson. Well, I think at this point everybody's lost hope with him. But Doherty did a lot better towards the end of the season as well. So we all know Conte can improve players. There's no doubting that. I think this guy is in the best spot he could be in because the only people shouting out for him right now are AC Milan. And I don't see him going over there and starting more than he would play with us, right? If you went to championship
or like
story.
Bottom half Premier League, maybe.
I'd rather see him go to the championship and like get beaten up a little bit down there. Toughen him up. Because let's face it, that's what the championship is. I could see Parrott coming back stronger to us next year. Scarlett's going to get
they're both going to come back so much better next year, man.
Scarlett's going to come back bulked up a little bit there. He's going to get his ass beaten around up down there in Plymouth. So I don't see Tanganga. The only issue with him is, like you said, Michael, we should have done this. We're 2 years too late for what we should have done for his development. He should have been out 2-3 years ago, and then kind of coming back in with us, right? So
he has no idea what
this is. Like, why are there 4 people just waiting?
Hello
at
from
me?
Colin's office.
Yeah.
Colin's working very hard, boss man.
Yeah, don't worry about him. He's all right. He's all right.
He's already made 4 sales
since left for the weekend. So
okay.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this stream.
Great question from the Queen of Tottenham herself, Ellie. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Tangers is better or Dyer?
Dyer, but Tanganga has the potential to be better.
Are we talking? I guess Ellie should have been more specific.
Right now?
Are we talking? Right now, like a Derek Dyer's level right now,
it
and the Tanganga level right now.
That's what the question says, Leo. Do you think Tangers is better or Dyer's is better? So.
I'm gonna go with
one starts every week for a Premier League club and the other doesn't. So
exactly. Yep.
Sorry.
And what is my son's favorite player and the other is not. So
that's what we're deciding.
Stop stirring shit, Ellie.
The next Ledley King. Let's go, Parker. That's a hype train I can get on. Tanganga has the potential to be much better than Dyer.
100%.
Yeah, I think we all agree with that. But I think for what we're at right now, like starting against Southampton, there's no way Tanganga is getting in over Dyer. So it's hard to say like who's better. I think
the guy that starts.
Yeah, I mean, I guess no, you can do that.
Michael said, the guy that starts.
There's one person that starts for the 4th best team in the Premier League last season, and there was one that didn't. I'm sorry. As much as I love
we were the 3rd best. I'll be honest. The scores will say we were 4th best. In my heart, we were 3rd best. Let's see. Let's see what this chat's saying about that.
Wanted to round it out real quick. There was Jayco had a comment earlier, a question. Does anybody know our first 5 games of the season? So I'll go ahead and go over it real quick.
Aaron punched it up as well.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Aaron's good like that.
I'll just say it real quick. Southampton first at home, then Chelsea away at Stamford Bridge the week after. and then followed by at home against Wolves, on the road against Nottingham Forest, newly promoted side, and then on the road against West Ham at their stadium to round out the month of August. All five are in the month of August.
Nice. 15 points to start the season. I like it.
15 out of 15.
like it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Guys, we are at 1:35. We have had a great debut of our first live stream of a podcast episode for the United Spurs of America podcast. Yes, it's a
stuff.
big
Oh, yeah.
milestone, big
Good
milestone.
stuff.
Very, very proud of all of us. And we want to real quick thank both Mari and Bobby, and then also Leo and Colin for coming on and supporting us today on this beautiful Friday afternoon, Friday evening, wherever you may be tuning in from. But first of all, I want to say thank you guys for everyone in the chat as well for coming along on this journey as well and joining us on our own channel for the first time for a podcast episode. It really does mean a lot to us. It really does. If you want to hit that subscribe button, please do, and also hit the like as well. If you do or do not, like Bobby said earlier, if you don't like this, it doesn't matter. Just like it
free.
anyways. You
It's
know what I mean? It's
It's
free.
free.
But
Would
it's
it-
free.
But if you
It's-
want to
it's
go
no
above
hassle.
and beyond,
Hit the
the link
subscribe.
down below, anchor.fm/United Spurs of America. You can click on support there. We're not monetized on YouTube, so no way to financially support us here. But if you do want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty, the Call of Booty, if you
Call of
will,
Duty, for sure.
you can become a supporter, like I said, down below, anchor.fm/United Spurs of America. Click on support. This has been a great first stream.
No, if I'm keeping
feels
it real,
good
man,
to
it's been
be
great.
here. Yeah,
It's been
it feel, it just feels good to be here. And Bobby, can't thank you enough for coming on. Leo, of course, much love for coming on. Always a staple of the show. Colin and Mari as well. I'm gonna plug the Hotspur Hood real quick for Colin. He just texted me, said plug the Hotspur Hood. You can find us late at night, the hoodlums. Before the lights come on, we'll gather around late night on the Colin's late night stream on the Hotspur Hood. So definitely want to. I was drinking this.
Pineapple.
Is he based
Bobby's
out
drinking
there in
pineapple.
England, or is he this side?
He's got a pineapple.
New
on
York.
his head.
New York.
Oh, New York. Okay,
New
cool.
York,
So
yes,
I mean,
sir.
it's 2 hours ahead, but still, it's not like it's 7. So
Still
I'll
afternoon.
definitely call in. I'll look out for your show, my man. I'll look out for your show.
Yeah, Hotspur Hood. You mean Colin? Yeah, he's an hour ahead of us, Leo. He's in Central
Talking
Time.
Balls. Talking Balls is the.
But Talking Ball is now a part of the Hotspur Hood. If you
did he
didn't know.
Oh, he merged them. Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the description in Hotspur Hood videos, it'll say their team members and
I don't
Colin.
read the description of my show. You think I read it on others? You guys tell me to come jump in the chat. I click on the link, man. For a 46-year-old guy, I think that's as far as my technology abilities go.
And you
You'd
look
be
good.
happy I could
And you
do
look
that
good
much.
and you sound good.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So it's very, very glad to have you guys on. Ellie says, we'll look out for you guys on Twitter and Instagram. And are you on TikTok? I am not. Michael.
We can make one eventually, and I think that might be a game plan for down the line. But as of right now, we're not on TikTok, but we are personally on Instagram, and then we do have our YouTube channel as well and Twitter page. I'll put it up real quick. It is right here, right below me. Use Spurs of A on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Just follow us on Twitter. It
Almost
is
at
also our-
500 followers. That's cool.
Almost at 500. We also are on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, wherever you consume your podcasting info. That's where we're at. But anyways, guys, just want to get final thought before we depart here on our very first live stream of a podcast episode of the United Spurs of America podcast. Jacob, let's start with you. We'll go around the horn and finish with me. Final thought for today, my friend.
My final thought for today is love your friends, be kind to your people, hold close those that hold you close, and spread nothing but love. And big shout out to everybody in the chat and everybody who's riding with us. So it's great to see you here. Hope to see you here in the future. Again, always welcome to join. Last thought also, hit that little bell because we got some more stuff coming your way.
We do. Bobby, one final thought before we depart, my friend.
I just
What
want to
you
hear
got for
somebody
us?
ring Jacob's bell. Come on, do it, people. Do it. We just had Patty Hartnett over there and Matty Hayes was on the show. We had them on yesterday, which was good times with them.
Hell yeah.
Good laugh.
Big up.
You get to watch Patty make both the boys cry, which was fantastic. 'Cause
Wait,
normally-
Patty Hartnett made your kids cry?
Patty Hartnett made both boys cry on a stream.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
What did he say?
I gotta leave it at that.
Did he talk shit about Dyer? Okay, I'll watch. Fair play.
Yeah,
You got to watch.
To see Big K cry, you'll see that in the first 10 minutes, and Little K cries around the 50th minute, and it's about the hour and 10-minute mark he tries to make me cry. It didn't work. Nice try, Patty. Yeah, I think we're going to do maybe a live show on Sunday there, just have a little kick around and stuff like that. I got somebody messaged me the other day saying I need to start just, milking the success off my children, and I need to put more of an effort into my show and stop, just using the kids. So
It's a family effort. That's what you tell them. It's a family thing.
If I can't abuse my children, why should I allow other people to? It's just absolutely crazy. So I'm going to abuse my children. I will continue to abuse my children. I'll do it with a damn smile on my face.
And you'll drag them online and get other people to abuse them, it sounds like.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, this morning, man, we had Chris talking about hookers and everything. It was good times. Good times. It was interesting. Yeah. No, we got just loving it up, guys. Appreciate the invitation over here. Always like joining you guys. You're a great company,
open.
man. It's always fun, man. And thanks for having me on again, boys. Appreciate it.
Of course,
man. You. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming on.
Let's get this guy's channel up there, man. Newcomer into the mix here, man. Let's get Leo plugged up.
Yeah, Leo. Final thought, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Big up to Bobby. Bobby, ever since we got together on the show, bro, you've been nothing but love, man. So I appreciate that.
What I received, man. This community's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just dope. It's dope to be able to be a part of now what's going to be your guys' new chapter here at United Spurs of America, So, like I told Jacob earlier, I'm riding with you. You're my homie. Michael, you're my homie, so I'm riding with y'all whenever it is you guys need another voice, bro. I'm here. I love
appreciate you.
You guys looked out for me, man, and I'm paying it forward, looking out for you guys and anybody else that enters the door. So big up to you three. I appreciate the time. If I could just plug some stuff myself, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Go.
So I have a YouTube channel along with my homie Parker that's in the chat here. Together we're Mile High Hotspur. You can find us on Mile High Hotspur. We're having a live stream, I believe, tomorrow, a little bit after the game, 3 p.m. my time. That's General Mountain. I don't know. I think that's 10 p.m. UK time. So if you guys want to tune in, go ahead. Definitely, again, thank you guys for the love. The support is fucking amazing and it's dope. I don't know what kind of plans you guys have about going, monetizing your channel, but I hope one day we're able to do super chats for you guys. And you know what I mean? Break bread accordingly, how it should be. And so, you guys just keep up the good work, you guys, because it's because of you guys that I started. And it's because of Bobby that I kind of got the courage to want to do this more. So honestly, what a perfect way to end this off, dude, with you three on the stream, because I got you three to thank literally for fueling that fire. So big up to you.
Bring it in, Leo. Come on,
Come on.
Just don't cry, Bobby. Just don't cry.
I love you, guys. I love you, man.
No, but seriously, thank you guys for coming on. Yeah, thank you guys for coming on and you
joining us for this first official one
as well. Yeah,
first official live stream.
You did great, honestly. If this is your first live, Jacob, you guys did fantastic. You kept your chat involved. You kept bringing up their comments. You kept everybody involved. You kept your guests involved. You rotated around everybody. You did fantastic. I didn't honestly the way you guys were rolling until you mentioned that this was the first time you gone live. I had absolutely no idea. So
the first time live on our channel specifically.
Right.
We've been live on other channels, guests on other channels.
Yeah, you've done Tottenham away and everything like that. Doing things on Fridays. Yeah, so
we appreciate
it. You killed it, man. You guys
appreciate that. Hopefully you can join us again for the future. If not, maybe just in the chat.
I would love to.
Always appreciate you, Bobby. Michael, I'm going to ask you how you feeling. Oh yeah. What's your final thought?
This is my final thought. My final thought is, and I texted you this last week, Jacob, and I'm going to double down.
Here we go.
Harry Kane will score at least 32 goals in the Premier League this season. That's what I'm going to leave it off at. He's going to score the most goals in the Premier League in his career. He's going to win the Golden Boot, and he's going to have the best season of his career in terms of goal scoring. Now, obviously, he might not win the Playmaker Award, which would automatically not, in terms of trophies, not be his best season. But in terms of goal scoring. I truly do think this is the best version of Harry Kane we're about to see. He's fitter than he's ever been before. He's already off and firing in preseason. The one thing that you would be able to knock on him was that he would always start slow early on in his career. He would never score in August, or he would barely score in August. Wouldn't get going until the 5th or 6th game of the season.
Yes.
This season, he's going to get off going from the start. He's not going to have a single problem getting the goals in. He's going to finish with at least 32 goals this season in the Premier League.
Love it,
one of
Michael.
the
Yes.
most ever. One of the most
Preach.
ever. I will leave you guys with that.
Preach.
Thank you
Nice.
guys so much for listening to another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, thank you for joining us for our first ever live stream on a edition of the podcast episode as well. But we will be back same time, same place next week. Hey, this is us, me and Jacob. It's me and you against the world, my friend.
Always is, always will be, always gonna be. But that's why I love you, my dog.
I love you too, man. Love everyone in the chat as well. Please stay safe. We will talk to you after our final preseason game and before our first official Premier League game of the 2022-2023 season. Until then, everyone, stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Have a good rest of your week. And we will see you next Friday. Up the lads. And Jacob.
Come on, you Spurs.
Squish, 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 squish,
Oh,
squish, squish, squish,
Goose, 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 goose.
United Spurs of America with your host,